and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Psychic Sundays Live with your host, the Queen of Ooga Booga, Psychic Sally Diane.
Greetings from your queen. Back this week, I'd like to thank my producer for standing in for me next week. I don't have my sling on, but as you can see, my shoulder's rather useless. I did break it. But that doesn't keep me from coming back and talking to you guys. It's so wonderful to be back in front of the camera. I would like to say hi to our new moderator, Marcy. She's going to keep us on track as far as your questions. And I'm going to start this session a little bit differently. It's such a relief that there's a boring president down south of the border for us. But I am going to look at, let's say, the first 100 days of the Biden administration. See how it's going for Mr. Biden. And we'll start out just to see what's going on here. So overall, he is in charge. He knows what he's doing, and he's being fiery about it. And you can see that right in front of the camera. But he knows what he's doing. He has a goal. He has a direction. He has a compass here. The thing that bothers me, and this is the overriding influence, is you still have like 20% that still feel this sense of loss. So you've got 20% of the citizenry that is more of a drag to the Biden initiatives, other than a help.
The stream stopped for some reason. I'm restarting it. Yep.
Okay, we had a little bit of a glitch there. But the show must go on, right, folks? All right. So, the first thing I see is the world's kind of holding their breath. Because that insurrection thing, it's funny because I know it's on the news and everything, but it just feels almost like there's a large portion of people who would like to just sweep it under the rug. Let's forget that it happened. And the world's watching. And that's just, you can't let an insurrection happen in your nation's capital and not do something about it. That's just the way things work. And the rest of the world is watching the United States. And Mr. Biden knows that. So they are looking for a new beginning, and they are going to go through with the impeachment, but it has a heavy price to it. It is a necessary evil. It's a ripping off of the Band-Aid, if you will. But a lot of people are going to go down, not just Trump. I think that the senators and the congressmen that helped out the insurrection will as well. But within the first 100 days, you do have that hopeful new beginning. I don't know about you, but your queen wept when she watched Joe Biden take the oath of office. And it did feel like this bold new beginning. And that's there too. That's there too. Even though those around him go down, everything Trump touches dies, he is going to, I'm not going to say get away with it, but he's definitely not going to be punished. Not the way he should, not for something like an insurrection. And he doesn't even understand what he did. And he does have a good lawyer. And quite frankly, I think he's leaving the country, but he is not going to face justice. Okay, and as the end cards, you've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Magician reversed. So I do see that that the Biden administration is going to manage to achieve a lot of the things that they want to achieve, a lot of the progressive goals. They are going to help those around them. You see that there's money flowing out. And when I see the Magician, I see that as the flow of money in. And they are going to do what they say they're going to do. There is going to be a luxury tax, if you will. There is going to be a tax on the rich. I don't think a lot of us remember this, but Eisenhower did that. The top tax rate, I think, at one point was 80% maybe. And that was Eisenhower. That was the Republican that did that, for the same reason that the Biden administration is going to really put some hefty taxes on the wealthy, that the Treasury needs to be replenished. Okay, so overall it's 50-50 on the first 100 days. He is going to achieve some of what he wants to, but not all. And I hope that the second 100 days he spends looking at unity, because there is a big mass of the population that kind of needs to be paid attention to. So before I let you go, I know everybody's got questions. I wanted to look at one more thing, and this is something that just bothers me, folks, and that's the issue of the children at the border. And I want to look at three things here. Okay.
You need to go up.
I need to go up, okay. So what we're using here is a maybe Lenormand. I'm going to tilt the cards just so you can see the whole thing. And the Lenormand are not read upside down. So we're going to look at it from the point of view of the kids. Then we're going to look at the families on this row. The second row is the U.S. government and what they're going to be doing about it. And the third one, which I think is the most important one, is what is the world going to do about it? Because quite honestly, I'm surprised that there hasn't been something from the Hague or the UN or something about this situation a long time ago. All right. So overall, what they're telling me is that this was a policy initiated by the crazy old man, if you will. Because if you look at this particular one, there's a lot of the one crazy king from the War of the Roses, King Edward, but it was just done out of insanity. It is going in a good direction. By June, they are going to have plans in place to get those kids back with their families, and they're going to be fairly successful with it, surprisingly so. But when we look at how it looks from the point of view of the kids, a lot of these kids think their parents are dead. So it's been a really, really hard time for them. They haven't really felt stability, and some of them have given up hope. So you do have some kids here that are just going to have lifelong damage. But having said that, some are there back. And it is going to be a joyous thing. The U.S. government is going to start handing down edicts. They are going to start handing out executive orders. They are going to start doing what they should have been doing a long time ago. Well, actually, what they should have done is never taken the kids away, but this is the next best thing. They're actually going to have one child that's, they always have somebody whose story is, singled out, and they're going to have one young man who's very talented, who gets reunited. Maybe he's a child that's a musical prodigy that gets reunited with their parents, but it's the sort of thing that attracts the media. Yeah, definitely something musical there. Yeah, they're going. The U.S. government is going to start putting plans in action and publicly in action. So maybe the world won't move in the way they are going to, and they are going to. Right around June, you are going to get some sort of a tribunal happening. And ironically enough, I don't know where this comes from. Oh, wait, it's The Hague. Okay. Because when I look at this, I see Eastern Europe. So this is something that comes out of Eastern Europe. So the U.S. is going to have to pay a price here, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some war crime stuff coming down there. All right, so there's those two. And if anybody has any questions, not just personal questions, but about what's happening south of the border or even here in Canada, just don't be shy about asking that. I want to start out with
answering people's questions.
Yes, but there was one ahead, and then we'll get to your questions. This one was from Carolyn, and Carolyn wants to know what's going on with her friend Joan, because her friend Joan moved away and she hasn't heard from her yet, and it's been a long time, and she's a little worried. So we're going to look at Carolyn's friend Joan and see what's going on with her. You know, when's Carolyn going to hear from Joan? All right. Okay, so in the center, Carolyn, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So things turn around in a very fortunate way. I get a feeling of 10, so this is probably about 10 weeks. Even though I feel like she's trying to send messages and it hasn't got through yet. Well, of course, the mail's slow right now. But I do see her starting up a conversation with you within a 10. And this has, you look at this, you have two ladies in a garden, just having a regular tete-a-tete, right? So in 10 weeks, she is going to contact you, and you guys are going to have a nice conversation and catching up. I think that Joan might have, I know she's your friend and everything, but she might have a little bit of a negative Nelly thing happening with her. So it looks like 3/4 of the things she says is positive, and there's still 1/4, but I didn't get to do this or I didn't get to do that kind of thing. Enjoy the positive stuff and enjoy hearing from your friend. And thank you for asking, Carolyn. Okay, so who's next?
Well, let's start saying hello to Haunting Live. Amanda, Marcy, Ava, Suzanne, Tanya, Grace.
Oh, the gang's all
Virgo Queen
here.
is here. Sonia's here. And what else we got happening here? Alaya's here. Massimo's here too.
Hi, Massimo.
Okay.
It's good to see you.
Now let's see who had the first question.
And is Marcy here?
Yes.
Hi, Marcy. Marcy is our moderator, and she's just going to keep us on track with the questions. It's nice to see you, Marcy. I'm ready.
Max wants to know how your shoulder's doing.
It hurts. Oh, it hurts, but it's healing. It's healing. I know I should have a sling on, and I'll put it on as soon as the show's done. I'll know a little bit more next week. I think that I'll probably end up having to wear some sort of a support harness on it for a while until it decides to heal completely. But I will heal. Thank you for asking. That's so nice.
All right, Virgo Queen, let's start off with this one. Hello.
Hi, Virgo Queen.
I have been feeling this sexual energy recently, and I'm curious if it's Ivan thinking about me when he gets in the mood, And when we'll be intimate with each other?
Oh my God. I would have to say a big strong yes on that. Yeah. He does think about you in his dreams. Let's put it like that. And yeah, I do notice that. That's exactly what I'm looking at. Wow. Don't we have the masculine cards here? Oh, yeah. Wow.
His name is Ivan.
Well, I didn't need to know that. I have a grandson with that name.
No, I'm just mean that those are strong names.
Very strong names. And this does come into fruition. It goes from the idea of thought into action in a one. So we're looking before the end of February, probably sooner than that. You get 3 in a 1. Probably 3 weeks in a 3.
That's Valentine's Day there.
Wasn't that the same as last week? Valentine's Day?
Yeah, well, I was off by a week last week.
Oh. but yeah, he's
let me pull up the calendar here.
He's thinking of you like that a lot, girl. Whew. Oh, whew. I cool myself off from that one. Wow.
3 weeks today, actually.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness gracious.
All right, who's next? Sonia wants to know about her finances this week.
Oh, Sonia, ask something else next week, okay?
It's bread and water for you this week.
I know, you have to be careful about the money worry. Because if you worry about money, you're chasing away money. Instead, remember that you have the 2 biggest blessings ever. You have air and gravity. And if you think about that, without those 2 things, we wouldn't even live 2 seconds. So they are the biggest blessing, and they're a blessing that nobody can take away from us. And you're surrounded by friends. And if you're having problems financially, don't feel bad, don't feel isolated, because a lot of people are. The pandemic has been rough on all of us. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do a reading for you. I'm just telling you, worry about something else, okay? Worry about something else, worry about something else, worry about something else. I know that it's been coming through dribs and drabs at a time, but it will start coming through, as the weather thaws, the money will start flowing a little bit more. And some of it you're already expecting, because I can see that you've been waiting for something around money that just hasn't seemed to want to happen. Darling, you'll be all right. You've got the Lovers positively aspected.
Can't see that.
Oh, if I keep it down here.
Yes.
You have the Lovers positively aspected. So, look for things to start going up around St. Valentine's Day. I'm just going to give that the Lovers Saints telling me it's St. Valentine's Day. But that little dribble will come into, more of a flow, which is what we want. We want our money to flow in, and we want the seeds that we've planted to ripen on the vine, and they will. It's just, no, it's not happening fast enough. Okay, so who's next?
Amanda wants to know why she's having the same dreams.
Because you're not paying attention to them.
It
You
could
need
just be that they're Oscar winners.
That's true. But start writing them down. Start thinking about what they mean, what the symbology is there. Having said that, though, let's look at it from this point of view. What does Amanda's recurrent dream mean? So usually when we have recurrent dreams, it's telling us something about our lives. Okay, so you have the 2 of Pentacles, but it's reversed. So this tells me that It tells me that you're handling a lot of situations at once. Probably, I think that there's a certain stress here, where it feels like you might have too much on your plate, and it feels like you have 10 minutes too little time to complete all the things you want to complete. And so it feels like there's that little half-done stuff here and there that worries you. Yeah, it's all stress and worry. And there's a young man in your life that you worry about way too much. You know, if somebody doesn't want to take care of themselves, you know, don't be the one to, you know, don't help somebody who's not willing to help themselves. So it feels like you're really worried about somebody here, and it is bringing on stress, and it is making you have these recurrent dreams. Because overall, you've got the world positively aspect, and when the world shows up, it basically says that everything you're working for, everything that you're hoping for, can come to fruition. So definitely write down the dreams and start thinking about the the symbology in your dreams. You know, and what that might mean. If you want, you can send me an email at thequeenofoogaboga.com and tell me some of the symbols in your dreams, and I'll help you to interpret them. If that would be helpful, I would be happy to do that. And thank you for tuning in, and thank you for asking.
That email address is queenofoogaboga@gmail.com.
Oh, what'd I say?
It doesn't matter. Next, Suzanne wants to know about her work, if there's an expansion to an add-on or more work coming or a doubling of staff, and if she'll be managing this.
Yes. By spring. Right now, while they're in the planning stages, I worry about the characters involved. I think that as you're going into the planning stages, some of the top management is going to be replaced. And this is just basically for a certain level of incompetence, or to find somebody more qualified, more energized, more educated, whatever. And that impacts you a little bit, because it always is a little unsettling when you see things changing at the top. But don't worry about it. You are still good. They still love you. And they still have big plans for you. So you just keep on doing what you're doing and being your wonderful self. All right. And, you know, everybody say just send a little bit of positive energy. And I know this is strange, but send a little bit of positive energy to Onyx. And Onyx is Haunting Lives kitty cat, and he's just having a few behavioral problems right now. And I think we should send positive energy to that little kitty. Yeah. So it quits scratching him. So it quits scratching Chris. Okay, so who's next?
Chris wants to know whether his heart rate will go down on its own or whether we'll have to go on medication. Okay, so this card right here that shows up, this is one of the bonus cards. So anybody who has the Pamela Coleman Smith Centennial deck that wants to know the meanings of these cards, I have a video on that. This is one called Tribute. And Tribute is, what was the question again? Whether he's going to take medication for his high heart rate.
Oh, yeah, and there's a heart there. There's a heart there. You know, I think that the main thing is whatever, this feels like it's something that's in your genes, because it's kind of saying, look to those who have come before you. You know, so whoever in your family, and probably in the older generation that had heart rate problems, it's the same for you as it is for them. I really get, you know, even before I started throwing the cards, that if you want to control it, you can control it through diet.
And I think that's that's a hard climb for you, and that's okay. It's a hard climb for your queen too. But this one says, yeah, you can get control over this, but you can't get control over it by just wishing and hoping. You've got to be proactive with it. You've got to get a little fire to yourself, and you've got to do your own homework and change your diet. So if you don't want to go on heart medicine, you have to start treating your food as medicine. Because even though you're not doing what you can to make it happen for yourself now without medication, you have it within you to do that. Okay.
Hey, do you remember that third-story walk-up we lived in? Wasn't that fun?
Oh my goodness, that was a long time ago. Oh, that was back in our Kitchener days. I don't think I could do 3 flights of stairs coming up now. So, who's next?
I'm working on it.
Oh, Marcy, help him out, would you?
Joseph is here.
Hi, Joseph. Who does Marcy say is next?
I'm working on it. Massimo has questions. Will he finish his basement soon? I'm halfway done and it's stalled with COVID.
Okay.
And the second is a general question. Do you see anything with my health?
As far as the basement, you get High Priestess. So you kind of know that, whatever you're delayed with. And it feels like it's not really you. It's maybe your suppliers or your electrician or your plumber. It feels like it's something outside of your ability to control. But you have a fairly good idea of how it's gone in the past. And exactly how you see it happening is exactly how it is going to happen. I want to see how Massimo's health is doing. Okay, so. Wow, those 5s keep coming up for you. Okay, so your health is. The cards aren't throwing real pleasant stuff here. It's giving me the number 5 pretty strong. 5 is conflicts. And it feels like it's emotional and stress conflicts. And even this is about stress. And so if you, the biggest pull on your health right now is the idea that you're allowing yourself to get stressed. And I think that you should start meditating so you can calm things down inside. Because the stress is actually driving your blood pressure up or your heart rate or whatever. It really feels like the stresses are getting a little bit hard to take. You're not the only one that's having a hard time handling lockdown and isolation, but you need to do something to calm yourself down. And meditation is a great way to start. I actually have a flyer, a little instructional 4-page document on how to get started meditating that I am more than happy to share with you. Again, just send a request for the meditation worksheet to the Queen of Ooga Booga at gmail.com. Okay, so who's next?
Virgo Queen wants a timeline on her pregnancy. I've asked the Magic 8 Ball, and he just said to ask again later.
Well, that's because we all see it happen around Valentine's Day, and you just keep asking. And I think you should actually just pour yourself a nice, get a nice Coca-Cola or beverage of some sort and a little bit of popcorn and snuggle up on the couch and watch an old movie.
Snuggle up with whom?
With your blanket. Oh, jeez. Okay, here's your timeline.
So you're not recommending drinking alone?
I said soda.
Uh-huh.
Coca-Cola.
Beverage,
yeah. Oh, gee. Yeah, this is pretty graphic. Yes. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. So that puts you right at Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. You guys will get together. Just like that.
No, that wasn't the question.
Oh, the
When will she find out that she's pregnant?
Oh, the conception. Well, the 3 still works because you conceive around Valentine's Day and you find out in March. I'm telling you, you will get pregnant right off the hop. Just boom.
Marcy, we already covered Grace. Tanya wants a reading for the week. Lots of different things happening, and she wants some insight.
Okay, Tanya, and I'm giving those cards a rest.
Grace, I'm sorry. I could have sworn we did your reading already. We'll get back to you.
Marcy knows what she's doing. Okay, so Tanya's week. So what do we see here? Oh, we've got a week that starts out with home and family and just enjoying what you've got. I like to see that. So it starts out pretty relaxed. Right around Tuesday, you're dealing with the kiddo issues again, and you're still running up against obstacles. That's not going to be forever, Tanya. I promise you, it's not going to be forever. It's just it is for now. It is for now. I wonder if maybe there's just some kind of a little note in your record, or because I don't know who you crossed or who you rubbed the wrong way, but there's a little something here which is making all this go sideways. It's just like a little notation or somebody that's saying, no, don't do that. If you were going to do anything in the Ooga Booga line, and I am the queen of Ooga Booga, you should try doing uncrossing candles. And uncrossing rituals usually involve having a red candle on one side and a black candle on the other. And the black candle, you just use a pin to inscribe on it what you want to get rid of. And on the red candle, you inscribe what you want to bring in. And you light them both at once and let them burn all the way down. And I think that might be a good thing for you to do right now. Wow. And this stuff that I'm telling you happens, and this happens like through the middle of the week. When you hit Friday and the weekend, something breaks loose here. You see a way forward family-wise. I like to see that. And the week ends on a note of love. You've got Legos here. So it starts with family and working together and enjoying the home, and it ends with love. So no matter what the annoyances are in the middle, it begins and ends on a good note.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So Grace wants a general financial reading because it's a Sunday.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are worried about finances, and there's a lot of people that are facing, financial instability that, didn't deserve that. People who have been stable for years and years and years, and then this comes along, and all of a sudden, people who never thought they'd face uncertainty are facing uncertainty. Okay, so here's for Grace.
Oh, hang on. There we go.
Okay, so right at the base of, like, with the finances and that, it does show that things have gotten a little out of hand. I think you need to rebalance. A little bit there, because it feels unbalanced. It feels like there's too much money going into one pot and not enough into all of them, because money's a flow, so you have to make sure it flows evenly. You're positively aspected in the area of home. So financially speaking, around the home itself, you're okay. And I think that's something that you've always watched out for. it does feel like you've got some a long-awaited money coming your way. You've got algas here, which talks about gift from heaven, right next to wheat, and wheat talks about long-term finances. It's the grounded stuff, the slow, boring financial stuff. The good investment, the job. So it does feel like in the area of the slow financial stuff like job and that, you're actually doing pretty well. So look, this might be a good time to take on more responsibilities at work and get a little extra money. Okay, so the rest of this is kind of clouded a little bit. You've got Urus here, which is wild ox, and the year ahead, which I believe starts February 11th, will be the year of the steel ox. So I do believe that these three deal with stuff that happens after February 11th, and the change is going to be palpable on that day. So what does it say? All right, so this is the past, but it does say that when I think I'm looking past February, so you're looking into the spring and maybe even the early summer. It looks like things start working ahead for you better and better. People who should have helped you out in the past, who didn't, or should have been helpful in the past, but weren't, are going to start being helpful. And things that didn't move ahead in the past but should have are going to start to move ahead. So after February 11th, all the blockade, some of the obstacles are going to fall out of the way. Okay, so be patient, do what you can right now. Know that things change in the better come February. All right, so who's next?
Emily wants a general reading.
Okay, Emily.
Sorry, she wants a reading on a decision that she has to make. What should she do?
Okay.
Don't we love the shoulds?
Well, yeah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. All right, so we're going to use the Lenormand. Just be quick about this. And the Lenormand is not read upside down. And what should she do about what?
She didn't specify what the decision was.
Oh, okay. Because there's three kings here. And there's this little ditty that says, 3 kings the lover brings, right? So I think she's probably looking at something relationship-wise. Because this is her, and she shows up as being the queen of spades, kind of well, she's kind of a bright star, and I can see why people are attracted to you. And this has been a good time for you. And oh, look at that! You kind of have like a little Cupid there. So you've got some choices to make in the area of relationships and around men. You've got one who's romantic. Yeah, there's this idea of being romantic and all the warm and fuzzies, and then there's the idea of being well-grounded. And so it looks like you're going to choose between two that are like that. Choose the one. It's this one right here. Says choose the lion. So choose the lion. Leave the path of drama behind. This one right here is turbulence. So this is you. This is your decision. And this is, it's kind of like you know to go for home and hearth and stability. Okay. So I hope that was helpful.
Next, we have Amanda. Amanda wants to know whether the spirits in her house are good or whether she needs to start making crucifixes and calling a priest.
Oh, okay, so let's see. I am going to do the Lenormand for you too, but I just need to put it together. And I'm going to pay attention to the two that kind of want to fall out anyway. And call a priest. I like that. Did she come up with that or did you?
That was all me.
Oh. Okay, so spirits in her house. Yeah, I think you should probably be doing something about these guys. I'm just not getting a good feeling about them. You know, and it looks like it's telling me that they're evolving in a way. So something around you is feeding into that, and it is bringing in turbulence. Yes, yes. This is a time for you to start doing a little bit of smudging around your house. And you might actually want to keep a snowflake obsidian in the northeast, south, and west corners of your house.
Why?
Because there's, I just get a feeling that she does have some.
No, I meant why snowflake obsidian?
Oh, because snowflake obsidian doesn't just guard against evil, it bounces it back. And it has a way of making, if you put the four in the four corners of your house, it's going to put a nice protective dome around your house. So at least you don't have more. Because I think what's happening here is that for some reason, whatever the energies are in your house, it reads almost like you've got a party house here and the invites have been sent out. So I think you probably have some escalating activity there.
Snowflake obsidian is a stone.
Oh, yes. It's a stone. It's not a very expensive one. It should cost you $1 each. No problem there. But yeah, they're amassing and they're starting to party in the house. So if you want to keep your house and you want it to be your spot, and it should be, you're a material person in the material world, you got to kick these partiers out.
So snowflake obsidian is a black stone with white specks that look like snowflakes.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Well,
Okay.
look at that. Emily, you don't need my permission to explain.
So I wanted to talk about something that we're all very excited about, the Ghosts of Queens event, which is taking place on April 16th and 17th at the Queen's Inn. And that is with your queen, the Queen of Booga Booga, and Haunting Live podcast. We will be having a dinner on Friday night, followed by a few speeches and a pajama party. On Saturday, there's going to be 2 workshops. Chris from Haunting Live will be teaching a workshop on making these beautiful little crystal trees. And I will be teaching a workshop on reading the playing cards. Anybody who is on my Facebook page knows that we've been having a discussion about the playing cards and where you can get some fancier ones. Lenormand cards, like I use here, will not work for the class because they have different influences. We will be focusing in on the numerology of the cards and, of course, the meanings of the suits. So you can use a regular playing card deck, or you can. I do have a recommendation of a few decks that I have researched that would work. Also, any of the transformational cards that you find on the playingcarddeck.com website, the transformational ones, not the oracle ones, those would work as well. Anybody who's interested can send an email to your queen, the Queen of Ooga Booga, at gmail.com, or you can contact Haunting Live.
Lulu, just ask a question.
Lulu, what question did you ask?
She hasn't yet. In the meantime, Ontario, how are we doing with COVID?
It's not time for Ontario
It's
yet.
not
is it?
time for Ontario yet?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Besides, the Payette story is much better.
Oh, I know.
It's been a while since we've had a
Nurse Ratchet.
Governor General that's been
Nurse
off the
Ratchet.
rail. Wow.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, we're starting to. The states aren't the only ones that are starting to run out of vaccines. We are too. Ooh. I don't think that everything's come out about Payette. I think she was a little bit more than just cruel. There is going to be something about her and misuse of funds. Either misuse of funds or misappropriation of property. But there's something that smacks of theft there, too.
So Emily has a detailed her question, the decision she has to make. And like you said, it's a relationship question between two or more boys. And apparently she's got the chance to go on a vacation with an old boyfriend, but that would mean ditching the current boyfriend. What to do?
Come on, stay with your current boyfriend. Of course, it turns out you go with the party one, the party one that's all fun and all fluff and no substance, or the one that has substance. Stick with one that has substance. He's the lion. Why do you want to? I'm going to throw a few more cards, see what the tarot has to say about. I'm only going to throw 3 though. Yeah, here's you making the decision, and the funny thing is that you already know what the right answer is. It's just that, it sounds like so much fun. It's so tempting. Oh, and you think, what if? No, you don't need to. You don't need to be reintroducing those feelings, and you definitely don't need to be putting that hook back in your heart. I think he's got a little bit of a hook in your heart. Yeah, and as you can see, the best thing you can do is resist the devil. Do not go with the old boyfriend. Whatever problems you had with him before, it could get way worse. Way worse.
So his personality has degraded since you last saw him?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. Time will do that to you.
Yeah.
I used to be happy and joyful. Now I'm just miserable and cynical. Lulu is the person I think my secret admirer.
Ooh.
I definitely had a hard time with that one.
I understand what you're trying to ask. Dare I believe that he's the one that likes me? Attraction is usually a two-way street. Interesting. Okay, so, as I say, one must make eye contact, return smiles, and flirt. Because I think what you got going on here is you got a guy that's looking your way and looking your way and look. You do know that men are scared of us, right? Men are scared snotless of women. See, I was good with my language. But he keeps looking over and not seeing anything. He almost feels like he's being pushed away. So all the time you're nervous about it. You're afraid to look him in the eye when that's exactly what you should do. You should look him in the eye, smile, and bat your eyes. Wear a little bit more makeup to, whatever. Put a tiny little drop of perfume, because he looks to you and he's looking for some sort of validation, some sort of invitation, something that says it's okay for me to approach you, and he's just not getting it. So be a little friendlier to him, okay?
You mean blunt?
No.
Oh, not blunt.
No, just flirtatious.
Flirtatious.
Yeah, all you have to do is make eye contact instead of look away when he's looking your way. And every time you make eye contact, smile. And it really is just that simple. because he likes you as much as you like him. He just doesn't know you like him.
Okay. Emily, your question's been answered.
No, don't. She's the one that wants to go off with it.
Yeah.
Oh, come on! Don't sabotage your life like that. He'll be worse than ever if you do that. I know it sounds like fun. And I know every ounce of your being wants to go there. It's a destructive path. Stay with who you have. That's someone who loves you, and a relationship that's stable. You don't need to destabilize that, and you don't need to let the guy that you're with right now know you have the temptations you have. Next question.
There's no next question. It's 9:52.
Oh, it is time.
It's time to figure out what the premier is doing.
Oh, yes. Okay, so folks, it's This Week in Ontario. Oh, look at that. There's Payette right there. Ooh. Oh, nice. Okay. So, Ms. Payette and her assistant, both of them, it goes downhill for them this week. More and more stuff comes out about them. But Justin figures out how to turn a negative into a positive. And it would not surprise me at all if he suggests that we don't need governor generals anymore. But he is somehow going to use this to make it a positive thing. So she goes down. He manages to rejuvenate his position.
Does he expect the Queen to come here and sign the documents? Because that's what the Governor General does. She's the Queen's representative and signs all the laws into being laws.
I'm not a parliamentarian, so I can't argue the particulars, but this is how I see it coming down, where she's coming down and he has this bright new idea. And I do think it has to do with getting rid of that position right there.
No, you're usually right.
Because what I see here is, like, money-wise, the Ontario government is still being very generous money-wise. So they're still handing out money, although they are kind of a little worried about how we're going to deal with this, up the road down the road, after we're done with COVID and things start looking a little bit more normal. So we're looking into the fall. They're already pondering the plans that they can, put into place to fight the economic downfall that's coming. All right, so not the best of weeks for Ontario for sure. You've got the Seven of Wands reversed, but just it shows that some of the struggles we've had, we haven't been able to get on top of. But when we look beyond it, here's what's next for us. Yes, the Lovers. It is the darkest before the dawn. By the end of the week, it has turned around where we're feeling a little bit blessed. So look for it to be good news toward the end of the week. But you look at the middle of the week, and some of the Conservatives are going to be hanging crate for Trudeau. Trudeau's a little bit worried himself. I said he manages to pull it out. You have the Three of Hearts, the Three of Swords, but it's reversed. So that tells me the swords are falling away. Like this, I see that.
Good.
So as the week goes on, you're going to find stress is reduced, and just the worry for the future is reduced. It's about a third less by the end of the week. So we do reach a point where it quits getting worse. We've already seen that one. That one right there, that's for Payette. Because remember when we were talking about Payette earlier, that card just came flying out on its own. She somehow takes something of value. I don't know. And keep in mind, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just telling you what I see in the tarot cards. But this right here, I feel like she is leaving. Yeah, it's like she took something of value that she shouldn't have taken. Whether it's time, whether it's perks, whether it's money, whether it's something. There's something of value. And that's going to come back to haunt her. And like I said, her assistant's in on this too. Okay, so by the end of the week, even though I say that there's good news, there's this idea of future progress, where things aren't moving forward now, but we can see the point in time when they are going to start moving forward. I did notice that they said hospitalizations are still going up, which means deaths are still going up, but the number of new cases are going down in Ontario. So look for that to keep going, to keep happening, but the hospitalizations and the deaths are not going to go down this week, maybe next week. Because this tells me that it starts happening at a point in time that they can put their finger on. Okay, so kind of a meh week for Ontario, better week for Trudeau, and a really bad week for Payette. Okay.
We have another question, and Emily's arguing the reading with you.
Oh, okay, Emily. It's
you have free will.
Yeah, you really do, and you're not the first. It's not the first time one of the cards have warned somebody against giving into, desire and doing what they know they shouldn't do, and it usually happens like that. And you'll probably end up going on vacation with them, and you're going to end up trashing your relationship, and then coming back and ask them about your next relationship.
Alrighty then. And the last question of the night goes to Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
May I know how Joe is feeling about me right now?
Oh, okay. Well, this is a card that's called Misguidance. And I think that Joe worries that some of the things you say, like she worries that she worries about you being manipulative. It's flat out. She worries that you say one thing to make her believe something. Misguidance. So I think there's a trust issue there. Joe's not opening up about it. Joe might be that strong, silent type that, even though there's this kind of dwindling away of the trust, she's not going to talk to you about it. She's just going to let it happen. So it might be time for you to figure out a way to come off as being a little bit more straight arrow. Yeah, even though you are setting off alarm bells, and you can figure out a way you can stop doing that, because Joe, this is a card of sacrifice. So Joe kind of feels like maybe she's sacrificing, that, we all have our personal rules. And I think there's something about you that breaks Joe's personal rules. So maybe be a little bit more careful in what, a little bit more careful and upfront about what you say and do, so you don't look conniving. I don't know how else to say it, and that's just the way the cards show it to me. Okay, so this is a situation you can improve. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Anybody who's interested in the Ghosts of Queens event, you can visit my Facebook page or Haunting Live Podcast Facebook page for more information, or send an email to the Queen of Ooga Booga at gmail.com, and I will happily send you some of the information about this event. Should be a lot of fun, and for those of you who have already signed up, I look forward to seeing you on April 16th and 17th. And everybody out there, I look forward to seeing you again next week at 9 o'clock with myself, your queen, and my producer for another episode of Psychic Sundays Live here on the Ooga Booga YouTube channel. Remember to like and subscribe and tell your friends.
Have a good night, folks.
Bye.
Have a good week. Be well.